share with you my top travel tips for backpacking in Europe. As some of you may know, last year at this exact time, I was setting off to go on a 2-month backpacking trip. We started in London, didn't have a plan, and just kind of worked our way east and went all the way down to Greece. Because I have so many tips, this is going to be 2 videos and I'm going to break it down by subject. So we're going to start with my clothes. For clothes, don't overthink them. Europeans, they wear exactly the same type of clothes that we do. If you're traveling in the summertime like we were, only bring 1 pair of pants. I brought a pair of blue jeans and also a pair of black jeans. I really like the stretchier black skinny jeans that were a little bit more fashionable than the blue skinny jeans that were just hot and constricting. Especially because I was eating so much freaking bread in Germany. Bring a semi-stylish hat for bad hair days and also to keep the sun out of your face. I opted for this khaki hat. I wear it pretty much every single day. When I didn't need it, I just stuffed it into my purse. I'm not a fashionable person at all, but it added a little bit of trendiness to my outfits. The sad thing is I did end up losing that hat somewhere in transit, so in Greece I bought this from a street seller guy for 15 bucks. And I wore this non-stop in Greece. It was over 105 degrees Fahrenheit the entire time we were there. You'll definitely need some type of light jacket because some of the trains, buses, airplanes can get a little chilly. Came between this green Patagonia coat that was very compressible or this bomber jacket that was a little bit more stylish. I went for this one, which I was very happy about. Next up is the not so glamorous part in my opinion, but it's shoes. I would recommend just 2 pair, 1 a casual sneaker and then 2 some type of strappy summer sandal. The good news is tennis shoes are in style in Europe right now. I invested in a pair of these basic white Adidas sneakers, Adidas as Americans say. They go with everything, they're super comfortable and all of the locals wear them as well. I always put inside the gel arch support, Dr. Scholl's for example. You'll want to get yourself a pair of sandals just like these. These are by Teva. They let your toes breathe is the main thing when it's so hot and sticky outside. The one downfall was that they do stink after walking in them for like 10 hours each day. Just make it a habit when you get back to your hostel or hotel at night. Just let them soak in the sink and you'll be so thankful. And your partner will be so thankful that your feet don't stink the next day. I wore these probably 90% of our trip. When we were specifically in Croatia, there were a bunch of sea urchins in the Adriatic Sea. To prevent killing our feet, we wore these while we were swimming. Wow!
Maybe.
I just caught a friend.
That looks spiny. It looks like you would hurt.
And finally, these work great if you're using hostels. These can be your best friend in the showers. Next is technology. For 2 months straight, I didn't take my phone off of airplane mode. The good news is that you don't need to get a SIM card if you're traveling abroad in Europe. There's Wi-Fi everywhere, you just kind of have to work for it to find it. For example, you might need to pay money at a coffee shop to buy a coffee in order to get the code to use their Wi-Fi. One thing that can save you is downloading the offline version of Google Maps when you arrive in a new city. When you do this, you don't need data to see where you're going or how the heck you're gonna get there. We forgot to download the city app, which was a fail on our part. We usually do that, so we have to find Wi-Fi real quick. We got our bags on, and now we're gonna go find our hotel in Prague. After we find Wi-Fi, I'm using Burger King's Wi-Fi.
Oh wait, hold on.
Wi-Fi is a little difficult to find in new countries, but
At least without a passport.
you can never go wrong with Starbucks. Next is how the heck to read Celsius. If you're an American like I am, I hate to say it, but we don't really understand Celsius. The whole conversion, never really understood it until I learned this little trick. 30 is hot, 20 is nice, 10 is cold, 0 is ice. So just remember that little jingle and hopefully it'll not make you appear too dumb. Food can get quite expensive if you're eating out every day. To save money, we always made sure to find a hotel or a hostel near a local grocery store. Buy things that aren't gonna rot or start smelling in your hostel or hotel. And this way we had snacks to fill up our day bags with when we were out and about, and also had some food to come home to at the end of the night. We're having a picnic right along the sea here. We got bread, salami, and apricots that we're obsessed with, and beer, grapefruit beer. First night in London and we couldn't find any restaurant open. So we're at the grocery store getting some healthy stuff. I'm gonna show you what we do to save money while backpacking, which is going to grocery stores. We've got German bread here, which is super heavy. It's about 5 pounds. Also, don't forget to eat and hydrate when you're out exploring. It can be so easy to get caught up in the beautiful sights, but let me tell you, being hangry is a real problem, and we suffered from that a few times. Everybody is so tired, including us. And we're out of water, so remember to stay hydrated. We're refilling our water bottles at the public fountain. Other people are doing it too, so we're assuming that it is safe to drink. If you're traveling with 2 people, surprisingly hotels can be cheaper than hostels during the busy summer season. Hostels are kind of all the rage these days. They're super hip, they're not disgusting. Of course, you're not gonna get the same experience in a hotel versus a hostel. This is one part we kind of regret. You're kind of siloed if you do the hotel route, but if you do the hostel route, you can meet a lot more people. For some reason, we each get a blanket, it looks like. Pending whatever kind of trip you want to take, just remember that. We just checked into our hotel in Zagreb. So I got the keys and I'll show you around. The websites I recommend booking from are Priceline Flash Deals and also Booking.com. We didn't use Airbnb once because the prices were just so much cheaper on these other sites, and we started accumulating points, which gave us a lot of discounts down the road on other lodging options. Have your passport ready. You don't necessarily need to carry it on you at all times when you're backpacking. For example, they don't card you in bars overseas because you only need to be 18 years old. I didn't show ID once in a bar, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Obviously, your passport will get checked whenever you're crossing a border. Some borders kind of just sneak up on you. For example, we were traveling to Croatia and there was a 10-mile part of our journey where we crossed through Bosnia.
We're stopping at the border. We all need our passports, so
we're ready.
There we go.
Ready. Had we not checked the map before that, we wouldn't have known, and this bad boy would have been stored under the bus. Border Patrol does get on the buses, collect your passes, and go check them. Leaving Slovenia and going into Croatia, and we just got checked at the border on our train. Same thing with the train. They do come on the train and check you. We did get a little tired of traveling after about 5 to 6 weeks. When I say tired of traveling, I mean tired of spending money. You might hit a point when you're just like, okay, I miss having money coming into my bank account. We did take a few days here and there to just rest and sleep. For example, in Cologne, I remember I had the best 5-hour nap of my life, and then we went out to see the city at night. If you're on a tight budget, buses are the way to go. I recommend the company Flixbus. They offer very clean, safe, and convenient long-distance bus travel in their beautiful green buses. They do have free Wi-Fi, but you only get a set amount of gigs. Use those gigabytes wisely. Trains are certainly the sexiest way to travel, in my opinion, throughout Europe. If you're in Germany, be sure to check out the Schönes Wochenende train ticket, which will allow you to travel anywhere throughout Germany for, I believe it was 29 euros. For 1 day. Planes can obviously be very cheap as well in Europe. You can get a ticket for as low as 20 bucks. For budget flights, I recommend Ryanair, EasyJet, and WOW. Those 3 I was super impressed with. Just be sure to do your research before boarding, how big your bag is allowed to be in terms of size and also weight. I had an experience in Southampton, England, and I had to wear all my clothes to get through security to make sure my bag fit in the darn carry-on space.
That happened.
It's very easy to get caught up in the allure of beautiful European coffee shops. Sometimes a girl just needs her iced coffee, and just be prepared that your coffee might come with a literal dollop of ice cream, or B, you'll just get an iced Nespresso with a lot of whipped cream on top. They are so sweet. They don't taste anything like the American Dunkin' Donuts Starbucks because they don't really have ice in them. To summarize, it's very hard to find a good iced coffee. Yeah. We just got ice fraps, coffee fraps.
Yours has ice. Oh, yes, mine has some.
Cheers. We got some iced coffees, and I think this is the best one we've had yet. Shops are closed on Sundays in Europe, except for at the main train stations and bus stations. There you can find grab-and-go food, a pharmacist if you have an emergency, and probably a few souvenir shops, but otherwise you're gonna be SOL. Pro tip, do your food shopping on Saturday. In Greece and at the Acropolis Museum, it's Sunday, so a lot of the things are closed, so we're just kind of wandering around the town and getting a feel for what to do in the upcoming days. Just wanted to remind you that this backpacking life, it's not always glamorous, it's not gonna be easy. We'll have some really high highs and you'll also have some really low lows. For some real life examples, let me show you some clips. Oh, it smells like pee. We got a lot of stuff.
What's it now?
I wasn't feeling very good today. We just boarded our sketchy bus. I don't know what that is, but yuck. Here we go. Dun dun dun. It is pouring outside, so we're seeking shelter in the monastery.
Good.
Raining so hard.
Shannon is asleep. Per the usual.
I look like a hot mess, by the way, because we just took an 8-hour bus here from Cologne to Berlin. We just walked 2 miles with our stuff. Run mile like 10, maybe. We got a 15-minute break this time compared to a previous bus where we had 45 minutes. So this one's a lot quicker.
And then another bus where we had no break at all.
That's true. Okay guys, that's it for part 1 of the backpacking tips series. Be sure to stay tuned next week for part 2, where I'll discuss souvenirs, your backpack, cash, camera gear, bathrooms, and a few other things. So stay tuned for next week. And finally, if you guys could just click subscribe below, that would be wonderful. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Big goal, I know. That would be much appreciated. It's so hot in Florida. Oh.